Salve, salve guitar community! Today's video is about hand synchronization. How to move between arpeggios and still keep the flow going. So for instance, yes, this is a little more complicated than what we're going to be doing here, but nevertheless, the concept is the same. Be able to switch between chords and, who knows, create a melody line. This is something a little more advanced and not necessarily what we're going to be working on, but what we're going to be working on is how to go from switching between the basic chords and keep the flow going and having control over the movement, having control over your sound, having control over your speed. Ready? Let's go on the guitar journey together. Okay, we will begin with a simple exercise using the metronome at the speed of no mistakes, always at the speed of no mistakes. And basically, I'll be switching between G, C, D, back to C, back to G. Those are the three chords that I'll be using first. Okay, and here's my metronome. First, I'll start with the metronome on, this would be my 8th note. So, at this point, since this is the third video that I'm doing about arpeggios, I will not be discussing the idea of planting. The idea of planting, as a quick review here, is when you hit the string, your finger returns to the same string you just hit before you can go to the next one. Okay? In an ideal world, when you're performing, you're not necessarily worrying about planting or thinking, let me return, because you're dampening the sound. The idea of planting is to help the hand stay closer to the fretboard, closer to the strings of the guitar, so you have more precision. But at this point now, we're like almost like in a performance mode exercise, okay? So I'll do 1 minute using the metronome on the 8th note. Here it goes. Notice that my hand is stable at all times. What really moves are the fingers. Okay? The more stable you have your hand, and you apply the concept that when you play the string, when you hit a string on the right hand, the hand should touch the palm of your hand. So that's when you're getting the most sound. So essentially, it looks like this. that's what we're looking for here in this concept, okay? Um, in addition, think about the angle that your finger is hitting the string. If you hit the string right on the front like this, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for sideways. I'm looking for the thumb to be a little bit forward. Like this is one unit thumb, and the other fingers are almost like a different unit of itself. Okay. In order to have your thumb forward, maybe what you need to do is not necessarily move your thumb forward, but move everything else backwards. But be careful. Avoid tension. A lot of times, I'll tell that to students, and they start doing something like this. And here's what goes wrong when they do this. First of all, they create tension here. That's not what I'm looking for. Always, if it hurts, if it doesn't feel natural, stop. Okay? Always come from a natural movement. And second, when you do this, then when you hit the string, you get the nail, and you get this nasal sound rather than a more delicate, full, rich sound. It's not necessarily louder, but you can hear clearly. Okay? Now to the second part, I'm going to do another minute of the same exercise. This time, though, I will play on the quarter note. Once again, speed of no mistakes. This speed for me feels comfortable at 63 on the quarter note. For you, it might be different. Okay, it might be a little slower. It should be a little slower. I always say this, and I don't know if my students believe me, but this, the more slow you can do the movement, that means you have more control. And then when you try to speed up, good things happen. Okay. Next, this exercise, if you have not watched my second video about arpeggios, which uses a different arpeggio variation, this one, you should probably watch that before moving forward. The difference is the first arpeggio variation that I teach, which is just going up and down. This one is usually in 3/4. Okay, this one is in 4/4. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the first one is 1 and 2 and 3 and we're gonna try to combine both because here is how it works. Please excuse my singing, but if I'm playing once again Beatles like here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Anyways, if you were able to ignore my singing because it's not great, but you were able to pay attention to what I was doing with my right hand. I was doing all sorts of things. At times, I was almost manipulating a 3/4 tempo on the song. So I go in, here comes the sun, doo 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 doo. Here comes the sun, and I say. At times, I was doing a 4/4 pattern. Okay, the light just went off here. I'm in one of the music classrooms here at Chavez where I teach. So let me just move a little bit so you have a little more light. There we go. Doing the hokey pokey is all it takes. So the next exercise and the last exercise that I'll put in this video is I'm going to try to combine both. Okay? So first I'll go. I'll start with the 3/4 on the G and the D major. Every time I play the C chord, I'll be doing the second pattern, the second 4/4. Okay? So watch out for that. Let me turn on the metronome. And once again, I'm going to put the metronome on the 8th note because this is a little more complicated. Alright? So here it goes. So I tricked you a little bit. If you notice, when I went to the C chord, I went on, let's say, cut time. So basically, all of a sudden, the metronome was once again on the quarter note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I hope this helps. Please, this is a video for you to watch it, pause it, apply some of the concepts, go back to it. Alright, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call me, to let me know via email, via messenger, during our lesson, when I see you. Otherwise, stay flame, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Ciao.